You know at CSL that we have 7 core values, and I'm here to remind you of what those core values are and to point out one for you to concentrate on this week. Our core values are love and healing and oneness and abundance and spiritual growth and service and diversity. And today we're highlighting diversity. So you know that I haven't been here for a couple of weeks. I was on vacation. I went to Alaska, where all the rugged outdoorsmen like me go to in the summer. Yes, funny. And while I was there, I went to the museum in Anchorage because I wanted to learn more about the diversity in that land and the indigenous people of Alaska. And I found this video that I brought back to share with you because I thought it was so beautiful. Here it is.
The word "sa" in our language is awareness. It can be air, weather, universe, the world that we live in. Everything has awareness, everything has life here on this earth. We're connected. We can connect easily. We have the power to do that. That circle within circle and a dot in the middle and the 4 lines, that's our emblem that shows who we are, and that's how we see our connection to the cosmos and our life essence.
One of the elders had mentioned, everything has awareness. All things have gratitude. We always grew up with that sense of not putting yourself first or above others. Giving gifts to people, those kinds of, unselfish gestures that you do for people, it'll come back in turn. Those values were exhibited by my grandparents. They were hardworking, and the elders always say, how difficult, how hard, how daunting it was back then.
We all had to work together. We all had to help each other to harvest the food and the fish for the upcoming winter. The meaning of the drum, one of our elders, Paul John, has talked about stay inside the drum. The ceremonies, the dancing, the language.
Our elders today, listening to them, they really want the values to be passed down. They want young people to speak the language fluently because so many concepts would be lost when spoken in English. And by learning about their traditional way of life, it will feed their identity. It will help them to be successful in the modern world.
We are a diverse nation filled with multiple cultures and ethnicities, and that's what makes us great. That's what makes us powerful, and that's what makes us interesting. Diversity is our core value. Beautiful. Trust the voice within. What an idea. So this might seem like an odd way to start a Sunday lesson, but I want to ask you all to close your eyes for just a minute. And if you are watching on Facebook online, please do the same. You already know what I look like. You don't need to see me. You know I look fabulous. So now that you have your eyes closed, I want you to think of something that you want to manifest in your life. And I mean something you really, really want with all of your heart and soul, something that you would give up just about everything else to have right now. And it has to be non-tangible. So if you're sitting there thinking, you know what I really want is a new Tesla, let that go. I want to take you to the deeper level of your desire. So it's not a guy or a girl that you want, it's love. You want passionate, lasting, fulfilling relationship. It's not a new job that you need. It's the joy that comes from doing what's yours to do in the world. It's from getting up every day and doing what you love. It's not money that you want. It's the freedom that money brings, the freedom to do what you want when you want to do it. And it's not 10 pounds you want to lose. It's vibrant health and vitality. It's getting up every day feeling well. The deeper level of your desire, what do you want to manifest in your life you really, really want right now? When you have it in mind, open your eyes. Now, there are two things that I want you to know right away about what you want to manifest in your life. Number one, you absolutely can have it. And I know this beyond a doubt. There is only one power in the universe. It is a power for good, and its only desire is to give to you all that it has. That's why you were created to receive. You were designed by God as an outlet for its own expression, as a receiver of its good. And that means there is absolutely nothing in this universe that can stop you from manifesting whatever it is you dreamed about in your own mind and heart. No power in the universe operating against you, and no person on this earth who can stop you from having what you want most in this life. So that's number one. Your desire for good is right. It's right for you. It's right for you right now. And it's matched by a universal power that can make it so just like that. So I want you to feel the rightness of it. I want you to know that you are surrounded and enveloped in this power that can manifest a universe, and it can certainly manifest anything you can come up with. And I want you to marinate in the joy of that for a minute, because you're not gonna like what I have to say next. You're not going to like the second thing that I have to say about what you want to manifest in your life, because number two is this. In order for you to have the thing that you want most in your life right now, whether it's the love of your life or personal health or employment or vast amounts of wealth, whatever it is, you're going to have to risk something to get it. You're going to have to give up something to have it, and you're going to have to become something more than you are right now. You see, constructing a consciousness that can attract your desire and manifest your dreams is just like hiring a general contractor to renovate your home in Florida. And that means it's going to cost you more than you want to pay, and it's going to take twice as long as you plan. I told you wouldn't like it. You wouldn't like it. Nobody likes to hear it. We all know it. We know we have to give up something. We know we have to risk something. We know we have to become something more. We just don't want to hear it. And that's because we've all become what Andrew Harvey talks about in our book of the month, The Love of God. He said this, in a deep sense, we've all been made slaves of convenience. That's me. I'm a slave of convenience by a culture that stresses ease and quick solutions. We want it, and we want it right now. And if you're like me, then you're like a big baby. I want what I want, and I want it now. Wah! I don't want to work for it. I don't want to give up anything, and I sure as hell don't want to change to get it. Oh, no, do not ask me to change, and don't tell me I have to pray more, and then I have to meditate more, and then I have to raise my self-esteem or quit drinking or something ridiculous like that. Oh, hell to the no. I don't want to do that. I want everything, but I don't want to change anything. Let me see if I can make this easier for you. Let me see if I can break this down for you. What if I were to tell you there's just one thing that you needed to do? Just one thing to manifest that thing it is that you say you want more than anything else. What if there's just one thing to do? Would you be willing to do that? Maybe. Some of you, maybe. I don't know. Maybe. What's the one thing? Let's just say you received a medical diagnosis of terminal cancer, And what if there's just one thing you needed to do to avoid death? Would you do that one thing? Would you do that one thing? But what if that one thing is to change the way you eat for the rest of your life? Would you still do it? Because I know a lot of people that'd rather die than change their diet. Let's just say it's wealth that you want, that you're tired, sick and tired of not having enough money, and your greatest desire is for the freedom that wealth can bring. What if there's just one thing you needed to do to ensure lifelong wealth? What if I told you there's only one thing you need to do? Would you do that one thing? What if that one thing is to tithe? To take 10% of the money that you receive in your life and give it away for the rest of your life. Would you still do that? Let's just say love is your desire, and you keep saying every night in your dreams before you go to bed, more than anything else, I just want somebody to love me. What if I told you there's only one thing you need to do? One thing you need to do to have that manifest for you, to have that love of your life. Would you do it? Would you do the one thing? What if I told you the one thing was for you to absolutely know your worth? What if I told you that one thing is for you to spend the next 10 years of your life working on nothing else but knowing your worth? Would you still do it? Would you do the one thing? Now, don't feel bad if you're like me, if you want everything else in life, but you don't want to have to change anything to do it. We're all like that. We're spiritually lazy. And that's why most of us will wait until the life that we're living and the choices that we've made in the life that we're living cause enough pain to finally push us forward. You see, we are pushed by our pain like we're pushed out of the womb when we're born into these human bodies, forced out into this unknown territory, completely open and vulnerable. Inspiration, having a vision that moves you forward in life, or desperation. Pulled by vision or pushed by pain, these are the only two choices in human growth. Wanting to be more. Everybody wants to be more. Everybody wants to have more. It's a natural desire that lives inside of all of us. And you know what it is? Really, it's the divine in you wanting out, calling you out of your fearful little existence. It's the voice inside of your head that says, you are made for more than this and you know it. And I want you to stop accepting less. It's the feeling inside your heart that longs for love and understanding. It's your intuition that says, never, ever, ever give up on love. Never. Never. You can always trust that voice, you know. You can always trust that intuition. It is right, and it's the right message for you. But know this. The payment you have to make in order to fulfill that desire is not a small one. And for those who lead us, for our great leaders, our great mystics and spiritual leaders whose assignment on earth was to come here and say, go this way, follow this path, their cost is even higher than our own. Andrew Harvey talks about it in the book. He says this, if you read the accounts of most authentic mystics, you see the transition from ordinary human consciousness to divine consciousness is always accompanied by trial and ordeal and renunciation. Sometimes by disease and suffering, and nearly always by mental distress. I can witness that. Any transformation in nature costs a lot. Every resurrection is preceded by a crucifixion. So for something to be born in you, for you to manifest something new, this dream of your desire, something in you has to die. To have something new, you've got to let go of something old, some old attitude, some old way you're doing things, some old way of thinking, some old story. And the problem is we don't want to let go. We want to keep our low estimations and our accepting less and our low self-value and our low self-esteem because we've gotten comfortable with it. And we want to hang on to our addictions because we've learned to accommodate them. We love our excuses for our limitations, and we love retelling the stories to help rationalize them to everybody new that we meet. We want the resurrection. We just don't want the crucifixion. In the fall of 1990, I took my young, naive self across the prairie from Atlanta, Georgia, to follow the grandest vision I had in my mind and my heart to Kansas City. I had just turned 33 years old. And something in me for the last 5 years had said, you can be a leader, Chris Michaels. You can help people find their greatness. You can teach and guide them to spirit. And I listened to that voice. And I followed it no matter what. I quit my job, my very, very good job that paid me a lot of money. And with the greatest of expectations, I founded CSL Kansas City in 1990, thinking it would grow fast and quick. I mean, how long could it possibly take to found a church and make it successful? How long could it possibly take? I'm a good speaker. It's a good thing. This is a great teaching. People want to learn. How long could it take? It took me 5 years to find my own voice. 5 years of speaking every Sunday before I stopped listening to the ego inside my head that says, well, you have to inspire them. You have to say something funny. Well, you have to be brilliant. And to the voice inside of my head, Spirit said, hey, why don't you just be yourself and trust that that's enough? It took 10 years before we had 100 people on Sunday. 10 years of my life and almost 500 Sunday lessons. And during that time, just about every fear that I had ever had in my life showed up for me personally to haunt me. The fear of not being good enough, not knowing enough, not doing enough. The fear of running out of money constantly. And the fear of failure. Because then what do? When you've said your life is about ministry and you're going to go forward and teach the world, become an outlet and an instrument for God, and you fail, what are you going to do? That's what our dreams are supposed to do, you know. They're supposed to make you face your fears and find your faith. In those early years of ministry, like a small child who was learning to walk, I fell down a lot. I cried a lot. I struggled and fought with my fears a lot until one day the fear in me disappeared. It disappeared. And my faith was stronger than ever. And the boy that pursued his dream of being a spiritual teacher became the man who made the dream come true. And today, because I followed that dream and that vision, CSL Kansas City is a thriving center that continues to inspire and teach thousands of people. My question for you is this. What are you willing to give 10 years of your life to? What do you want so much that you're willing to pay that high cost? Even if it means that you have to become more to have it. Even if it means you have to face every fear of your own. So let's go back where we started this morning. Back today to you and your desire. Are you willing to invest the time? Even if it takes 10 years. Will you give up your limitations, your excuses, and your stories that reinforce them? Will you commit yourself to enlightenment even if it costs you your fear? Because brother, sister, let me tell you something. I assure you, it will cost you your fear. All of them. How much are you willing to pay to set your spirit free of the limitations? Will you change your diet? Will you give more? Will you invest more of your time in building your self-worth than you are spending entertaining yourself? Or will you wait, like most of us do, until the limitations that you've accepted in your life cause you so much pain that you don't have a choice anymore? You finally have to do something. My vote is for inspiration, not desperation. I will not be pushed out into life, forced out by my pain. I will be inspired by the grandest vision in my heart. I vote for pulled by a vision instead of pushed by pain. And I think you'll do the same when you hear what I have to say next, because I don't think anyone has ever said this to you. You and I are the bravest of creatures. We are incredibly brave souls to have even taken this form, to choose to face the trials of human experience and existence and the ease in which it takes to get lost here on this planet in this wilderness of fear. You know, that's what human life is. It is a wilderness of fear. And that's why it's so easy to get lost in it and to forget who you are and to find yourself accepting so much less than what you want. But here's what I want you to remember. The love that surrounds you, the love that you are created from, the love that lives inside of you is so beautiful and so intense that all you have to do is take one step, one open-hearted step toward what you want, that thing that your heart desires more than anything else. And the universe, the divine, will take 1,000 steps to reach you. The founder of our teaching said the thing you're seeking is seeking you. The thing is love, God, joy, ease, prosperity, and enlightenment, and it wants everything good for you that you want for yourself, and it has the power to make it so. So feel your fears. Don't try to kill them. Don't try to destroy them. Feel your fears and face every single one of them, because what you'll find on the other side of those fears is the life that God really created for you to live. A life of love and joy and ease and beauty and grace. And so ends the lesson. In every relationship, there's a time to dance and a time to follow. There's a time to listen, there's a time to talk. In your relationship with the universe and with spirit, I would invite you to throw out all formulas, even our own, and just talk to spirit as though it were your best friend sitting in the car next to you. And I would also invite you that in your meditation practice, that you don't try to do anything or be spiritual. You just sit and you just listen. Let's just listen now.
I breathe out, I breathe in, I am still, I go within. When I quiet my mind, in the stillness I find
There has been inside my mind and my heart a voice, a feeling, an intuition that the time is now to experience and express a greater good. There's something in me wanting to be born, something new that wants to come forth. I've tried to ignore it. I pretended I didn't hear the voice. I busied myself with activity so that I don't have to pay attention to that thing within me that wants to be more. But I came here today to listen to that voice, to honor that feeling, to pay attention to that intuitive knowing, and to trust. And to trust that what I have within me will be made manifest. Because the power to do so surrounds and envelops me. I just have to do one thing, take one step. There is a mindless monkey chatter that goes on incessantly all the time on this planet. It is the voice of fear and doubt from thousands of generations that touched this dirt before we arrive. Let's tune it out so that we can hear the one true Spirit that guides us, that heals us, that loves us. Let's be still. You can always trust that voice of intuition inside your mind and your heart. The voice that says, you are made for more than this. You are made for more than this. You are made in the image and likeness of my perfection and my wholeness. You are made by my love. Trust the love and the wisdom inside your own mind. And so it is.
I breathe out, I breathe in, I am still, I go within. When I quiet my mind, in the stillness I find. Spirit meets me there. Spirit meets me there.
We close our service every week with this closing affirmation. And if yours is like mine, then it says exactly the same thing. And it says this. Would you say it aloud with me? Through prayer, meditation, and service, I deepen my connection with life itself. Let's know this together. We are enveloped by grace, surrounded by love, infused with perfection. This is true of you and everyone else on this planet. We are made in the image and likeness of God. We may have forgotten that truth, but it doesn't change. We may have experienced much less than our own perfection, but the truth does not change. We are whole and perfect and loved and lovable just as we are right now. This truth was established the day we were conceived in the mind of God and set forth in this body to express its spirit. We are grateful for knowing it. We accept all that it brings to our life, the good that is in our lives right now. We bless and are graciously happy about. And for the good that's on its way to us right now, we say thank you. In the presence of a spirit that knows no end, of a grace that knows no limitation, we live gratefully so. And so it is. We'll see you again next time here at CSL, right here in the room or on Facebook live stream, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Until then, have a great week. Thank you for watching, and thanks for supporting CSL. If you'd like to know more about us, check us out on our website or social media. Blessings.